decided to reach onto our blog articles. Did you know that we have our own blog articles? They're written by the lovely Christina Malmstrom.
Yep.
And this week we're going to talk about why escape rooms are great for dates. And while we know that escape rooms are great for big groups of friends, parties, or even business groups, did you know that escape rooms are also great for dates as well? Christina did a great job outlining this article, and we're going to talk about some of the cool stuff that she mentioned. As soon as I fix our cameras, they're being a little wonky right now. I apologize.
What's wrong with the cameras?
They're just in a weird position.
Okay.
Your your camera is behind the font. Yep.
Perfect.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Right?
Just hide me in the corner.
So here's what we'll do. We're just gonna doop and doop, and now you can see our beautiful faces.
Woo! Lucky you.
I think anyone would pay to look at us, Christina. We're adorable. So let's talk about your exciting blog article, and where we're going to talk about why why escape rooms are great for dates.
Why greats are date for?
I was rhyming a little. I was rhyming too furiously. I was really inspired by the late great Dr. Seuss. So you went over a bunch of the do's and don'ts for how to go on an escape room date.
Yeah.
So tell us some about those do's and don'ts.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the article now. I wrote this like 2 weeks ago.
It
was a painful 2 weeks as Mike saw me trying to write this article.
I did. I actually got to help a little bit when writing this article. I actually did use an escape room as a date once. Me and my current girlfriend, we went to one of the other escape rooms here in Stroudsburg, mostly because it'd be weird to play my own game. I already know all the answers. That'd be technically cheating. And it was a great experience. We both had a fun time, but I think we also have an advantage because we were, with each other for a little bit. It wasn't like a first date. So tell us some of the do's and don'ts.
I mean, one of the big don'ts that I thought that I included was don't use it as a first date.
So it's like, do not do it.
I would not do it. I would definitely, we have seen first dates come to escape rooms, and it's always just really awkward. You can always tell when it's the first date group. They don't really talk. They're not comfortable with each other yet. They just kind of do their own thing, and they never win.
I was gonna say that for a first date, communication would have to be the weirdest thing about it, just because all right, I still have no clue how to talk to this person. What's a great idea? Let's go solve puzzles together.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it's nice because you don't have to worry about small talk during it, and you don't have to worry about making conversation, but that's what you want the first date to be.
That's true.
You don't want the first date to not be about that.
So definitely save this.
You gotta learn, if you like this human first.
So definitely save this for maybe a second or third date, because that probably would help you pick out a good themed escape room as well.
Yeah.
Imagine you grab your date and you're just kind of I've heard about this amazing escape room down at Trapdoor Escape Room. It's zombie themed. You tell her that you've already booked the tickets, and she's just like, oh, I hate zombies.
Oh, that's happened to me before. I used to hate haunted stuff, and the guy wanted to take me to a haunted hayride thing. And I was like, heck no.
No, thank you. So, don't use it as a first date. That is a don't. What else you got?
This also works for not just dates, but just anybody looking to go to an escape room in general. But always go to dinner afterwards. There's always a debate of whether to go to dinner before or after the escape room, and always go after, because it gives you something to talk about.
That's a really good point.
It kind of extends the experience. It makes it last longer, because you get to relive it, talk about it more, and just be with each other. And
it's great, because if you go to dinner after that date at the escape room, you can totally bypass those moments of awkward silence when you don't know what to talk about by just saying, hey, remember that escape room when you solved that puzzle? That was really cool that you did that,
Yeah.
I have an entirely different reason for wanting to go to dinner after an escape room.
You hungry?
Well, that, and mostly because I don't want to waste my time using the bathroom in the middle of the game. You know what I mean? You go to dinner or whatever else, and then you go to an escape room immediately after, and then our escape room, you're locked in for 2 hours, and we tell you oh, you can use the bathroom in the middle of the game.
That also breaks the immersion.
It wastes your time. It's not a good move. So I don't want to be that guy who's in room 3 or 4 solving a puzzle, and then suddenly it's just oh no, I gotta go, but I can't.
Also, Viva Todd Vegas brings up another good point. we had a blind date couple come through one night. The guy was not good under stress and snapped at his date a few times. She would not stand next to him in the photo at the end of the game. So along with first dates, definitely don't do it for a blind date. That's even worse than a first date, I think.
Oh my goodness. I'm not opposed to the idea of a blind date, but in an escape room, no, there's too much communication and teamwork that has to be done. It's a date, it's not a group building project. Oh my goodness, I feel bad for the couple that would have to be put through that because neither of them are having a good time. I mean, obviously the guy in this scenario was the not cool one for snapping at his date. You never want to snap at somebody in an escape room for trying.
But yeah, that's another thing is, like, don't lose your cool, like... You want to stay calm under pressure. Like, I get that the stakes are high. There's going to be a lot of pressure. But you want to stay cool. You're not going to look cool if you start snapping at your date while you're trying to solve puzzles for fun.
You see this kind of problem happen a lot, especially in this game. Towards the end of the game, they get to one room, and that's just where you can see all the momentum that the team has built up slowly crumple just because frustration builds. And it's got to be just the worst thing. I haven't seen it happen... Oh, that's a lie. I did see it happen in one date. It was a married couple. So they've been together for a while. So they're in the room, and it was their first escape room. And actually, just like Viva Todd Vegas said, the husband kind of got a little frustrated and started snapping at the wife just due to that frustration. So you really want to avoid that because bad impressions.
Yeah, just keep your cool. Remember, it's just a game. You're there to have fun. You're not there to... And, like, also, going along those lines, like, don't be afraid to lose. Like, it happens. Like, it sucks, but it happens. Deal with it.
So many teams, when they lose, they come out with that defeated feeling, and you immediately feel bad for them. But it's just, it's part of the game. You win some and you lose some. No one is perfect, and no one will ever always win an escape room.
Also, I have seen this with dates before. Don't be afraid to ask for hints. Like, you get so many people who are very... just stubborn and very, we can do it ourselves, blah, blah, blah. Like, gotta prove something to the other person. Just ask for a hint. If you're struggling, ask for a hint.
We actually went over this a couple weeks ago. We had a video that I saw on YouTube. It was a top 10 video, and I'll briefly go over it again, where it was this guy. It was a top 10 hints that this guy went to a professor who worked at a college, studied, like, different puzzles and different, like, but different codes and stuff like that. And then came up with a top 10 list to help you win every escape room without a clue. And apparently it was worked and proven. Like, he had a team go try a couple different escape rooms and they got out, allegedly. But yeah, no, your game master is your friend. If your game master is giving you a hint, well,
welcome.
I'm watching this amazing show. It's called Puzzle Talk.
What? It's a new show called Puzzle Talk?
Absolutely amazing show. How have you guys never seen this?
In the middle of our own show, there's another Puzzle Talk show. Amazing! Guys, say hello to our fearless leader, Tone, as he gets all set up. I'm going to go ahead and trade places with him.
That's fine. You stay right where you are.
Oh, you know what?
I'm the guest.
Oh, you're the... You're looking all snazzy, too.
I always look snazzy.
Here, I'll go ahead and adjust the camera. Get
I'm
you
just
both
a
in
snazzy
view.
guy. So, I was listening the whole way. There was a massive accident on Route 80 on the way here. There was a car literally in a ditch.
Oh my god. I must have missed it.
Flipped sideways.
Oh, I hope
So, anyway, we just saw in Red Bank a major date issue.
Really?
Yeah, and I am not afraid to call these people out because they ruined the time of another group of 8 that drove an hour and a half to play Boogeyman.
Oh no.
Because of all the hype they heard about Boogeyman.
Right.
And so it's a group of 8, and they get mixed in with this one couple who had played with us a couple months ago. And they were with another group, and they wanted, like, unlimited hints wasn't enough hints.
Oh my god.
They wanted, like, every 30 seconds hints.
Okay,
And
I see.
it was problematic then. But we tried to save the situation. We offered them the opportunity to come back for a private game, all by themselves, with unlimited hints.
Okay.
All they had to do was call, and we would book it for them. So,
awesome.
Saturday comes around for the 6:30 showing, where we had 8 people booked for the last month now. they went online and booked themselves.
Oh, goody.
Joined that group. Now, this group had played like 25-something games. They were here to play.
Okay.
Sam and Chris were there. They were the ones at, the helm of Red Bank that night. And were more than trusting that they would do anything they could to, make the solution the best it can be. So I get a text message from Chris. We have a problem. This woman's sitting in the corner with her arms folded, and she is not having it, and she is mad because the other group wants to really play the game, and she wants hints, 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 and more hints. And her poor boyfriend or husband, whatever he may be, was just quietly in the corner. So this is not a good date night option for them.
No, I would probably for them skip out on doing escape room dates in the future.
And her attitude towards the whole thing didn't just ruin his time, it ruined the time for the other 8 people. So we had our hands full trying to make up for that, because obviously their total time was 4 hours. The game was an hour. They drove an hour and a half to get there and an hour and a half to go back.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 hours they can't get back.
Oh, man. So definitely avoid ruining the experience for other people. When you work as a team, you have to work as a team.
Cookie?
I'm okay.
I'm good, thank you. So while Tone enjoys his cookie, we're going to talk about some of the other do's and don'ts for escape dates. What else do you have for us, Christina?
What else do I have? Don't hog the puzzles. Don't be a puzzle hog.
Don't be a puzzle hog. I love this topic a lot because I came up with it. So when you say don't hog the puzzles...
Share the puzzles. Don't be that person that insists on solving every single thing and won't let the other person even look at the puzzle.
You always see that person that does try to strongman the group, just kind of all right, we're looking for this. What'd you find? Give me it. I need to look at it. All right, everyone give me everything.
Well, we see in corporate groups too that most times the loudest person is the least influential of the group. That it's the person who has nothing to offer other than the volume of their mouth.
That makes a lot of sense, because generally the people who end up solving the puzzles are the quiet person,
Yep.
and the loud person's how'd you figure that out?
They're busy solving the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's, the person solving the puzzle is someone in the group will be like, maybe we should try, putting the digits together. And then all of a sudden you know what, guys? We should put the digits together. Come on, let's get it together.
Yep. My favorites are always after we give the hints, because we were talking about we have the pre-recorded hints. So we'll say something like, put them in this order. And then that loud person is just yelling, we gotta put them in this order, guys. I just figured it out. We gotta put them in this order. So, don't be a puzzle hog. Share the wealth. Everyone's trying to have a good time. Anything else you want to add for the do's and don'ts?
I would say also pass the stuff around. Because being a puzzle hog isn't just vocal.
That's true. You could be holding on to pieces that other people might not know about.
Yeah.
How many? Or I don't know if I should say, but a lot of people take a very important piece from Cure Z and just put it in their pocket and then forget about it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. In
and
the
just
first
walk
room
around
they get
with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they have no clue. They're trying to figure out what's the code? What's the code? You got to do this. Oh, I have this.
Yeah.
How long have you had that?
Yeah. That puzzle was broken. No, your teammate had the prop in their pocket for the last 40 minutes.
It happens so often.
And then there's just the people that, I don't know if you'd consider this a hog, but it's the people that they're so adamantly in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And, whenever I play in a group and my wife Jess is with us, hey honey, there's a famous story where she almost made one of our team members cry.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
We were playing Kamnata Quest in New York.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that location is no longer operational. I think they closed down. And the element was, it was a horror game.
Right.
And there was a sink in a corner of a room. And she had said earlier on, person A, go check. I don't want to shout out names because,
Of course.
go check the sink. So they checked the sink, but not well. Fast forward little bit of time goes by. We've exhausted all options.
Mhm.
She rechecks the sink and pulls out in the what's it called? The catcher.
Drain
The
stuff.
Yeah.
drain stop, yeah.
Underneath it, there was a key
Oh my
connected
god.
to the bottom, and she's like, like she went off, and like that guy just shut down the whole rest of that game.
Oh my god.
It was over. It was over. But then she got hers when we played their heist game, and there was a laser maze, and my wife is quite large-chested and could not go through the lasers.
That
We all left her behind.
I guess I'm sorry to hear that.
All the girls were on one end of the room, and all the guys were solving the next puzzle because the other girl, Dana, was also a little bit larger up there, and they couldn't get through.
So unfortunate. Oh my god.
It
I
was so funny.
don't even know what to say to that. That's fucking hilarious. Do you have anything else to add to the do's and don'ts?
Last one, we've talked about this before. Don't make a move in the escape room. Everything
What
is
do you mean?
camera and audio
Are
wired.
you telling me those beds in Boogeyman
Oh my god.
aren't
No.
to make moves? Why else would you put a bed in a game?
It's a children's bed.
You got me there.
Yeah, but children's beds are like at the perfect height.
Oh my god.
Those beds are made of wood.
That's fair. That is fair.
We didn't even find them in the beds. They were behind one of the zombie chambers.
Oh, that one couple, yeah. Yeah,
We every rule that we have in the game, we have for a reason.
this is true.
But so those are all. I'm sorry. So that's everything we have for the do's and don'ts of an escape date. What do you think? Do you think you would take your date on an escape room? Do you think they would react well?
And
Let
we
us
hope
know.
you'll join us next time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't below. Like, comment, subscribe.